This is week 16 of the Enough Said Sports Podcast. We are happy to have you guys. My name is Adam Dickens. That is Trey Adams. Trey, what's up?
Chilling.
How's it been going? How's the week been going for you?
Again, glad it's football. Glad to be back. Let's get this rolling. Let's get this freaking football season started right. And I think it was off to a good start from Thursday. So let's keep it rolling into Sunday.
Brian, don't you feel rejuvenated? Like, I feel like there was a piece of my life missing, and now it has come back together like Humpty Dumpty, and it feels like life is good. You know what I'm saying? Life is back to normal.
Let's be real. We all need, and we all miss this part of year. We all need it. I think I've never seen so many people just excited about football season so much and anticipating so much. So it's just like, let's just get it on. Let's get this started. Let's go.
Absolutely. One little sleeper part. Facebook football makes everything so much better. Like, Facebook and social media is just so much better to hop on, and like you see memes of some shit that happened, of something that you watch, and it's like, damn, like I totally relate to it. Or like you see other people making posts, and you're like, yeah, it's just it brings life all together. With that being said, let's get this thing started. We got some NFL football to talk about, some college football to talk about. We got this week one preview to go into. Plus, we got to review the Kansas City Lions game we got to talk about. Let's go ahead and get to it. Cue the intro, guys. All right, we are back, man. Super happy to talk about this week. Again, great week for Enough Said. It's rolling. We had some good number of views on last week's episode. Let's keep this thing going. If you get a chance, make sure you like this video. Share it with your friends. Share it with your mama. Share it with your aunties. I'm sure they'll watch it. They love to see these faces on the screen. Tell us what's up, auntie. And let's go ahead and roll into it with Colorado wins again. They beat. I'm not gonna say beat the brakes off of Nebraska. They pulled away at the end.
No. Go ahead. You had it right.
Okay, Colorado, Deion Sanders and Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders beats the brakes off of Matt Rule and the Nebraska team. What was your opinion on it to get started?
Simply, it was everything that I thought was going to happen. I said it during the last stream that it was going to be like a close game up until like the end of the first, maybe even halftime. Okay, it was halftime, and then after that, it was just like, I mean, Nebraska couldn't do anything, and then they finally got some kind of energy, but again, it was too much going. It was too much Colorado, too much Shedeur. Defense was on point for most of the game. I just think it was too much for them to handle. And as it showed out, the Heisman candidate, now I'm going to say he's a Heisman candidate. It's only week 2. He's going to continue to ball out. Who you
talking about? Because you was talking about Travis Hunter last week. Who you talking about? You talking about my boy?
Yes, Shedeur Sanders. He's that guy. He's
that guy. Man, if it's one thing he's going to do, he's going to fill up the stat sheet. He is my vote for Heisman. He made a couple of just like, I know it's very difficult to say Patrick Mahomes-y type of play, but my God, this man was sucking and jiving and making moves and just getting the ball out where it needed to get. His accuracy was right on the chest every single time. He's gonna fill up this stat sheet, and I'm surprised that they started off slow. Because it was 9-0, I think, at halftime or something like that, and I thought they were gonna hit the ground running. Like I was expecting them to really put it on Nebraska, but it's fuck Matt Rule. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Colorado, Deion. I said last week to kind of hold back a little bit, but like I can't help but to jump on this, and I wanted to keep going for it. I want Deion to talk his shit. Did you see the video with Shedeur and his watch? Cause
man, talk your shit. You deserve it. and they
It,
waited all season for this shit. So it's just a matter, like you said, as long as you can continue to back it up, nobody can't say shit to you. As long as y'all winning, it's all good in the hood.
big facts. On top of that, point I talked about last week about this insanity moment that Colorado's talking. I know you hated me for saying it, but I really think this could be a big moment. That next week Colorado goes against Colorado State, which where I'm gonna assume they're gonna beat the brakes off of, like actually put it on them, okay? Because that's not a competition, okay? And then the week after that, you have Oregon, who just lost this week to a pretty bad team. I can't remember off the bat, but you know that'll be a competitive game. And then USC with Caleb Williams, the Heisman favorite. It sets up an undefeated Colorado team, an undefeated USC team to come into one place, one moment, and have a humongous game. And I think it's going to be a great, one of the most memorable football moments possibly for college football that we've seen in a very, very long time. Are you on the hype train with me, or we gotta keep waiting a couple weeks?
First thing, you're the one that's like, oh my god, this could really happen. I've been telling this since week one that this is gonna happen this way. You're just now realizing this is a real possibility. You sound overly excited because you're just like, oh, they're really good. I've been telling you that from the get go. They're going to be undefeated when they beat, and they're going to beat USC. They're going to continue that run. It's just they're going to end up losing to a bum that they're not supposed to lose to. But I get now everybody's starting to reel it in and sink it in, even though again they were supposed to beat Nebraska. That it's a possibility that USC game is going to be probably the most highly watched game until the college playoffs start. I'm gonna call it right now. That game is going to be the most watched college game until the playoffs start.
I agree with you. I feel like you didn't have the same energy last week, but maybe I was reading it wrong. It's okay. You were it's gonna be you were hating on me for saying it was gonna be a insanity moment, which I think it is.
It's not because it's not. This is what they expect. This isn't something that is just like it's a fluke. Linsanity was a fluke. So to compare the two, I feel like it's like it only as good as they let it allow it to be. No, they're gonna be good. It's gonna last. That Linsanity shit didn't last, so I don't like it. I don't like the comparison.
I see what you mean as far as the dynamics. Maybe it was bad to say Linsanity, but I was just talking about a big moment in general. That like the hype is easing up on Colorado, and it's gonna ramp up really big. And I'm with you. Two undefeated teams in USC and Colorado meeting up in week 5, I believe. I can't wait for it. With that being said, we have another. Well,
Top
this is
5 going down.
This was definitely an upset in Alabama, the number 3 school at the moment. The mighty have fallen. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how those things work. I'm not trying to toot my horn, but last week I just said how the teams that really float to really use in the transfer portal are doing better than others. And this week Alabama goes down to Texas. And Ewers at quarterback for the Texas team. What are we thinking about?
I would say is as far as what you just said about the whole transfer portal. I wouldn't go as bad as that. They just clearly just got outplayed. Their players didn't look like they. I mean, it was a good game, like you said. Even at halftime, but when Alabama took the lead right before the half, you really did think Alabama was just going to pull away because they had momentum. And then somehow, some way, Texas just came out of halftime and was just like, we're not rolling over. Like, y'all, we're not scared of y'all. And most teams are scared of Alabama when they play them, especially when they get momentum at home. A lot of teams just roll over and play dead. Texas didn't do that. They kept fighting. And, I mean, Alabama they had 2 turnovers. Texas, none. Time of possession. Alabama lost. It's the little things. It's all the qualities of Nick Saban they didn't do. So again, I'm not gonna say it was coaching. I'm not gonna say that, but clearly they was doing uncharacteristic things that Nick Saban usually does to win a game. Plain as
And Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think one thing that's underrated is there used to be a confidence with this Alabama team that no matter
Mm-hmm.
what happened, it is funny that there's red behind me right now. It's red and blue now, but there was this confidence with the Alabama team and Nick Saban that like it didn't matter where they were going or even if they were down that they were going to come back and
Mm-hmm.
this crazy running game that they had and dominant wide receivers all the time, and they always had the best lines and everything. And that's what I really mean by the transfer portal is that they don't have it anymore. And because of that, the confidence is out the window. The Texas believed the whole game, and it was an amazing game. I mean, I'm talking it like Thriller in Manila type of game where it was fireworks back and forth, especially coming out of halftime, like you said. But there were Texas felt like they were in it, and because
Yeah.
Alabama let them in it, it was some again the turnovers were mistakes, just like you said. There were a couple plays that really knocked that confidence down for Alabama. Like it was a couple touchdowns that just got called back. It was
Yeah, I like that penalties. Penalties. Oh
a
my.
holding penalty. There was an interception that didn't count. That should have been a pick six, I believe. It was just Ewers really came out, and when he had some fight in him after that halftime, and he was just home running the damn ball down the damn sideline, and like it showed. I didn't have a lot of confidence in him at like going into halftime, but when he came out really fighting, I was just super surprised. And shout out to him. It seems like Texas really has their quarterback, and I know I'm late to the party on that, but he really seems like he can be that guy. If he can put that type of fight up against the Alabama team, I think it's for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if this Texas team ended up in the playoffs and being one of those top four teams.
It is. It's they're the ones that would determine that they control their own destiny. So I think it's on them. The same way we saw Clemson lose last week and Alabama losing now. I don't think they make it to the playoffs. I don't. I think they could, even if they win out, you don't really see one loss teams make it. Not when you got people like TCU going undefeated and winning last year, or getting to the championship game and then obviously losing. I don't think you. I think you have to be undefeated. I do. So I don't think they. I don't think they make it. I do not think they make it to the playoffs.
I mean, I agree with you. I think it's. Are you going to join in with me on this of saying that it's over for Alabama? Like this is not. I think it's over. The reign is over for Alabama, and I think the main thing is the transfer portal. So that's what I'm running on. I know you kind of disagree with me, but that is what runs college football now. It does.
Too soon. Too soon. I would definitely say. I mean, their reign of like automatically picking them to win, that's over. Yes. But the fact that I'm saying, oh, it's because of the transfer portal, I'm not saying that at this moment. It's too soon for that. Too soon.
Just wait for it. Just wait for it. With that being said, the two teams we just talked about that came up on top, Colorado and Texas. Where do you see them in the poll coming up this week? Where do you think they both make huge jumps? I mean, Texas was 11, Colorado was 22.
Absolutely. The fact that they beat Alabama, and a lot of people really didn't have them beating Alabama. I definitely think they'll go up to at least 6, 7, no higher than 5, and then you definitely Colorado. I think if they would have put up, which I mean, the point differential was big, or
15, top 15,
I would
maybe.
say yeah. I definitely say I want to say 14. I would say 14. Just because again of Oregon losing. I definitely think again 14. I would say 14.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you. I think it would be Colorado's going to be in that 16, 15, 14 range. I think that's where they're going to end up. And if there's some haters out there, or they say it's the computer system that does it or whatever, if it's a media motivated thing, then they really take that jump to 14, 15. I think if it's some hater stuff going on against Colorado, it'll be about 16-ish. I mean, it's still a pretty huge jump for most teams. Texas, I kind of feel like what's going to happen is it's a lot of people saying Alabama's not that good anymore, and so Texas won't get that jump that they should probably get. It's going to be a more it's not you, it's me type of issue.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's kind of fucked up for Texas just because of all years they get hyped, and this is the year they actually put up, a big game and actually fulfill expectations. When Bijan Robinson is gone, now they start putting up some good results. It is what it is. With that being said, we're going to some NFL topics, okay? And speaking of bags, there's a guy in San Fran that has a mighty big bag now. He put some fresh ink on his contract extension. I forgot the numbers. It's like 170 something, I think, for 4 years or 5 years. Do you know the deal?
It was the years, not exactly, but if I'm not mistaken, it was definitely like 180. I think it was like 180 or something.
Let me look it up just for the hell of it.
But I saw a clip or a picture.
5 year, 170 million.
Got you.
Ooh.
I saw a picture that pretty much explained all the people that San Fran are paying, with Trent Williams, highest paid lineman. Now Bosa, the highest paid defensive player. Who else? McCaffrey, highest paid running back. These people, and Fred Warner, third highest paid linebacker. They are paying them to stay in San Fran. They're trying to build something over there, and with your cheap quarterback that you randomly found a diamond in the rough with, kudos to y'all. But yeah, my man Bosa got the bag. He got the bag.
It's great until it's not, and I hate to be that guy to like rain on the parade, but like the Rams kind of ran into this problem, right? Where they pay Aaron Donald this gigantic contract, and this contract of Nick Bosa is even fucking crazier than that. And when your salary cap becomes top heavy, where your stars are really like they didn't have to pay him that much. Like they could have did a few million less, but that's what he demanded. They kind of gave in to the stars. As long as they're winning, who cares, right? Like we don't really, if we're honest, we don't care about the Trey Lance fuck up. We're trading all those picks because they're relevant in the playoffs for the last few years. So like, to be honest, I don't care if this is a good or bad contract because as long as Shanahan is the head coach, they're gonna be there every year. But I wanted to give him his props for getting his bag. He deserves it over his brother, definitely. Who's healthy, and he plays in damn near all his games. He still has this injury every now and then.
True.
But I remember a long time ago where everybody thought that Nick was the not as good brother. Like everybody thought Joey had the more hype than Nick coming out of college.
Yeah.
And it's funny how those things flip when you got someone who's a little bit more consistent, who shows up and puts up the stats that they should, and isn't as having as many injury problems as a brother. But yeah, shout out to Nick. Big money over there in San Fran. Next thing we have up is the third it was a Thursday night game, right? Yeah, I'm not sure about Thursday night football, the first game of the year where football is back and where it should be. We have the Lions Kansas City game. There were a lot of reactions from this game. What stood out to you the most with this Lions versus 49ers game?
Patty is 0-1, so fuck you, Patty. Fuck you. But I'm not surprised. I'm sorry to say this, especially when I heard Kelsey wasn't playing. I'm not surprised. I really am not. I don't know if you really, even if he did play, I do not believe in the receiving core that the Chiefs had. I don't. I really do not. Even with Kelsey, he's gonna score. He's gonna draw attention, but you have to have something outside of him to draw the attention. And clearly, y'all are not trying to run the ball at all as they did it. And I don't even think the Lions played their best. I think they was playing not to lose and staying instead of to win. And they should have lost that game. They should have lost. Even without Kelsey, they should have lost, being the Lions. And luckily, God was on their side, and fucking Tony needs to be working at Walmart as he should be, because this sucker is dropping bags like.
Hey, say the full name. Say the full name, because he deserves the knockdown he's about to get. Go ahead.
I ain't want to butcher his first name too. That's why I was like, I'm gonna be nice.
Kadarius. Go ahead.
Kadarius Tony, you need to be working at Walmart, because this man was dropping the bag like it was nothing. I don't even have any words for that. It was just funny watching it, because he's sitting there going like this, and now he's a meme. Man had to delete his social media because people
crazy.
It's crazy. Fucking death threats on Twitter. I'm just like, yo, it's only the opening game. Relax.
And on top of that, I'm just gonna throw some more on top of your point. Is that Giants fans know this guy because he got traded from there, and he gave them so much bullshit. Whether it's intentionally not saying he was injured and not want to play games because he didn't like the situation that it is, the offense, whatever it was, and he gets traded to what you would think would be a better world. And granted, yes, he did win a championship, but then he puts up a performance like he did all fucking night. Like I thought, once it happens, okay, cool, whatever. Twice, oh shit, this is getting really bad. 3 times, I'm saying get the fuck out the game. And the fact that he was still in the fourth quarter, my mind was fucking blown. But go ahead. I didn't mean to stop you.
Not saying I agree, and the fact that because as a prior football player, the X's and O's of this play is made for you. They put him in that spot to be in the middle of the field, which they knew was going to be open. And after he already had 2 drops, but again, because he's a veteran with the team, it's kind of like, who else would you expect to be in that spot and all that extra stuff? And again, Patty being Patty, he not going to just say, all right, fuck you. You dropped 2 balls on me already. I'm going to throw somebody else. He said, hey, I'm going to get you open. I'm going to make sure you're open. You got your chance. And the sucker just dropped it, literally. Like, there's nothing else you can say. It wasn't Patty's fault they lost. I think their game plan, which in my opinion, you kind of missing Eric Bahimi behind me.
Enemy, god damn, son. Go ahead. Sorry.
You know I like saying his name like that anyway.
But Eric Jellybean. Go ahead.
I think you're missing him a little bit because their run game was completely dead, and I do not think that was what they intended it to be like. I do not.
I absolutely agree with you. I didn't think that's a great point about Eric Bieniemy. Kyle, you got me wanting to fuck his name up. Bieniemy. That's a great, insightful thought that I didn't think about, and now it kind of makes sense, especially for the hate that he got for not getting the head coach jobs and stuff like that. Totally get it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. This offensive performance really, I think, meant so much to Travis Kelce. And when it comes to him renegotiating, this is going to be a key game that comes up. And you give him all the money he needs because it shows how valuable he is. The fact that this doesn't happen when he's in game, and I'm talking about the Kadarius Toney stuff, is because having him in the game, first off, it takes the pressure off of Patrick Mahomes. That's his safety blanket. Go to him anytime. He's the playmaker. He is what he is. And when he's going and making his moves and the yak he can get, it takes the pressure off Patrick, but it also takes the pressure off the wide receivers because it's not on them. Kadarius Toney up until this moment hasn't had that type of pressure, and so of course he hasn't fucked up. Of course he didn't get the butter hands, the popcorn. He went to the movie theater for a couple times before the game. Like, he hasn't had those moments at all, and so to me it shows how valuable he is, and it has to be that. Patrick, he didn't show any moments where he freaked the fuck out, but it wasn't a level of confidence that wasn't there before. And he was like, it's like he almost expected for this to kind of happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't down bad. He wasn't angry, anything like that. But I think a couple other things. So far we've talked about Kansas City, but let's talk about what stood out with the Lions the most. That was a handoff.
Their defense played up to par. I feel like, in a sense of, they was able to get Patty off the field when they needed to, in a way. Again, at times their offense looked like it wasn't in complete sync. And like you said, some of that could have been due to the fact that they didn't play in the preseason, because they did get off to a very, very slow start. But when they did get an identity of the game and how to play Patty, in the sense of keep his ass off the field, run the ball, it worked together. It worked. It meshed. I do think they need to do a better job of getting Jahmyr Gibbs involved in the running game instead of just having him as like a receiving back. I definitely think they need to do that, because you can see the explosiveness in this kid, and this dude is he has wheels. Like, he needs to be, in my opinion, he needs way more playing time. I'm sorry, I'm putting him over David Montgomery already, and he's my workhorse. Dude he's very explosive. He's again, he can catch. So I'm sorry, David Montgomery's more of the power back, but if it's not I formation or goal line, I'm sorry, dude, man, isn't touching my field. I'm sorry.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna add to your point is that, like, you even see the team get excited. Like, he would have this crazy run and get the first down, and then like the team would want to get excited, and you could hear the fans in the background, the little bit of Lions fans that was in there, and it's like, oh shit, and he looks back because he knows he's gonna get pulled out for no fucking reason at all, and it's like he is gonna. I can imagine what the score would be if he was in the entire game. Maybe a couple plays, David could come in and take over, but like, I could imagine the score. I really couldn't. And Patrick would probably have half the drives he had if they really just depended on Jahmyr Gibbs the whole game. But go ahead, keep it going.
No, that was it. I really do believe if he would have played more, it would have been a different outcome, because, like you said, the team played with more energy. The plays looked like they were willing, like the linemen were. When he was in the game, they were blocking. I mean, they was doing everything. It was one play, it was just like a simple stretch play, but the lineman pulled, and dude, man, was in the secondary in a heartbeat. But when Montgomery's in, it's just like, fuck it, just put 3 to 5. And then on a screenplay, they were freaking more even excited or just rejuvenated. It was just like, you can feel the difference, like you said, when he's in the game. And I think once they figure out how to mesh that a little bit better, let alone to start a game, they're going to be fine. And again, this is why I have them high in that division. I'm not going to overreact to one game, but again, I do like what I'm seeing from them. Their defense is good. Their offense is mediocre. Jared Goff didn't do too much. He didn't do too less. He did what he normally does. I like what I see from them. I do like what I see from them.
As a coach, I'm going to go back to Jahmyr Gibbs' situation. I know I'm kind of harping on this. The only reason I could see why he wouldn't play as much and they wanted David into the game is with it being the first game. This is a very specific coach's point of view of in practice or something they might have seen of it being too big of a moment, and you don't really want to put too much on the rookie's plate to where if something bad happens, like a Kadarius moment where Tony, even though he's not a rookie, but he drops the ball, and all of a sudden it's just a whole bunch of string of bad things happen, and now the confidence in the rookie is out. So I kind of get that, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see a whole different run game in the second, third week, fourth week, just because like coach isn't dumb. Like he sees, you know what I'm saying. You can hear things. Like it's the team was a different team with Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he might have been, like I said, I can't think of the Lions coach name. I'm having a brain for it. But he, you can see how the team reacts and how that happens. So he's not completely dumb. I think one thing I really want to talk about is something I'm not going to brag about, but I mean it's not like a crazy prediction I made last week. But Aiden Hutchinson, given the Kansas City cheat code that they had with the offensive with that right tackle Jawan Taylor, his little trickery bullshit was still up in Patrick Mahomes' grill throughout the night. He was on him. He was terrorizing him from start to finish. And he's right there, man. I don't want to say I jumped a little bit too early. I'd say give him another year, and he's going to be up there with the T.J. Watt type of names. The Nick Bosa, if you want to say that. He's just give him one more year. He's going to be right there. But he still did exactly what we both thought he was going to do and performed good all night. I'd say the Lions' offensive line was so much better than what they were last year. Like they weren't bad last year, but like it was a high quality, and maybe that comes from Chris Jones not being in the game. That's the aspect we haven't talked about yet. We talked more about it last week, but like it was very noticeable difference for that Lions offensive line, and maybe it was because Chris Jones wasn't in the game. But it was a lot of things. One small little thing I'm going to mention, and this could be nothing, could be something, is I felt like the Lions' defensive line was a little slow. Like it was they had some big boys, and I felt like as soon as like Patrick Mahomes got past the defensive line, they kind of gave up on some things, and it was like, oh, no chance, and like it was just they were really slow to me after someone ran past them, and it was kind of like they gave up a little bit. But that's just a little bitty little thing. Anything else you want to talk about from that game?
No, just to piggyback, I like that you mentioned their line. I mean, you got to think about it. They have two. I would call them Pro Bowlers, being the center Frank Ragnar. I'm gonna butcher his name, but their center.
Say Ragnarok. Say Ragnarok. That just sounds cool. Ragnar or something.
I was gonna say Ragnarok. I swear, but he's a beast. And their right tackle, who the right tackle from Oregon, last name Penny. He's a demon. He's a fucking beast. One of the best right tackles in the fucking game. So again, I just think they have the core linemen to do what they need to do, and again, just be aggressive. Let alone, again, you don't have somebody back there that's gonna hold the ball and do too much, and Jared Goff and all that. So just you pinpointing their line. Like I said, I see good things from them. I see a good season.
I mean, it's how many teams do you see? And this is a piggyback on the Penny Sewell point. I fucked his name up too. How many right tackles do you see being the captains of their football team?
Valid.
And this shout out to Dan Campbell. I finally got his damn name. Of having that type of identity for your team, that the right tackle is your granted that is one of the best, your cornerstone player for your team. One of your top draft picks 2 years ago, I believe. So, shout out to Dan Campbell for even having the balls to do it. Because a lot of people just, like, coming from an offensive and defensive lineman myself, like, you don't care about them, much less your right tackle. Your left tackle, maybe. Your left tackle has a chance. But your right tackle, no one gives a fuck about the right tackle. In most cases, when it comes to, you're a leader and popular. So, I think we can talk about stream schedule. We're definitely always doing Mondays at 8 o'clock. The second stream that we're doing every week is up in the air right now, but we're trying to close in on it. We just have to be flexible because we both got families, and try to give you guys the best entertainment possible. So make sure you at least tune in. Go ahead. What?
You said Mondays. You said Tuesdays.
Oh yeah, Tuesday. I'm tripping. Every Tuesdays are for sure. Man, it's late. I don't need this flack from you, okay? But thank you for the correction. But that Friday Saturday show is still up in the air. We just like this week. We literally just made this shit randomly happen. But we are going to try to be more consistent for you guys. With that being said, we are super thankful for our sponsor, DREADSOCK. Make sure you check them out. We're going to play a commercial from them right now in 3, 2, 1. Go DREADSOCK, go. Alright, we are back from our wonderful DREADSOCK sponsor. Again, we are grateful for them. Make sure you check them out if you have a protective hairstyle and locks in general. Keep your hair nice and moist at night. That's always a funny word. I'm childish. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this week 1 review post the Lions Kansas City game. We are talking about Sunday games and Monday games. In this little segment, we're going to be doing usually on our Friday Saturday show. We'll be going over the games of the week. Every single game, we're going to give our thoughts, predictions, and just what we think, and some good analysis along with that. Trey. First game we have up is the Texans and Ravens, which I think is a very sneaky game to start the week. I think it'll be a good game. I don't think it'll be a complete domination. But go ahead. You clearly disagree for whatever reason.
Absolutely not. Well, I don't even. They're the Texans. The same way everybody thinks of freaking how Detroit used to be. This is the Texans, or what the Browns are. Let me say that. That's a better one. How the Browns are. We're talking about the Texans here. They're always going to suck. This is a no-brainer. Lamar has his MVP first game of the season. 3 touchdowns, 300 yards throwing. Odell gets a touchdown, and it's over before at halftime. But that's my opinion. But I have the Ravens winning this hands down. You?
I've got the Ravens definitely winning. I agree with you. I just think this is going to be a sneaky little start game. I could see the Ravens blowing them out, or I could see it being a little bit of a struggle. I definitely see CJ Stroud, even though I'm big on him for the season, I could see him struggling out the gate because Ricky struggles. He's got to learn in some way. So don't be surprised on that. I wanted to put up an argument, but I think it's Lamar Jackson all the way. And I think that Ravens defense is going to suffocate CJ Stroud. Especially with the man coverage that they run with the Ravens. I think it's gonna, for a rookie, I think that's pretty hard because now he's got to sit in the pocket a little bit longer with that man coverage, and the Ravens defense, I think, definitely gonna smother him. On to the second game, Panthers Falcons, which is my probably dud, like one of the worst games of the week. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not gonna look. It's a big game just because it's a division game, but like, let's be honest, dog. Like, I'm not tuning in this if I got to choose out of all these games.
Agreed. So who you got?
Let me go to my notes. Okay.
Well, you have to go to your notes for this. Like, oh my God.
I broke down every game because I care about this show. I break down all the games.
You don't have to do it.
What? What did you say?
You don't have to do that.
You do. Okay, for good analysis. All right. I got the Panthers winning. I think that Ritter comes out struggling. I also think that Bryce Young I think it's an upset too because I think the odds are that the Falcons win. But I think um, Bryce comes out firing. I actually think he comes out to a quick start this season while he's healthy. But when he starts getting fucked up, it's gonna go. This season is gonna go downhill real fast for the Panthers. I do think that Bijan gives this. He's gonna come out and do what everybody wants him to do, which is show out. He's gonna be the bright spot for this Falcons team. But other than that, I don't see it going too well for the Falcons. So what do you got?
Unlike my co-host, you guys, I actually like y'all, so I'm gonna keep it very straight and simple because this game is a piece of shit. It's gonna be the Falcons winning, and I do think Ritter actually has a good game, and he shows why maybe he deserves to play this whole full season. So I'm going Falcons. I do think it's a close game. I do have them winning by like a field goal, but I do have the Falcons winning. See how plain and simple that is. I like y'all.
No, see, Ritter isn't gonna. Okay, there we go. Are we gonna have? Let's do a Ritter bet since we clearly disagree. What do we got? 2 touchdowns over under. I will take the under.
Over.
So you're saying 3 touchdowns for fucking Desmond Ritter?
You said over on 2, so that means over 2.
I'm just making sure
that means 2 or more. That means 2 or more.
I know. I'm just saying. Are you saying right now?
2 plus touchdowns, more than 2 touchdowns.
Jesus. Yes. Okay. Well, good luck with that.
The fucking Panthers.
I know, and their defense is still fucking good. I don't know if you know it, but they got fucking Derek Brown and Brian Burns, and even let's just say a year ago, even last year, they had some bright spots on the defense. Don't sleep on the Panthers defense. Whereas the Falcons, not so fucking much on the defense. Let's be honest. Or Grady Jarrett.
He likes the Panthers. That's all I gotta say. Y'all can tell because if you see how he's dragging this, y'all can tell he likes the Panthers. That's ridiculous.
Hey, I'm a Carolina boy through and through, but that's not my team. But I do believe in Bryce. I do. All right. One of I think we'll. This is one of the more lopsided games of the week in Jags and Colts. I'll let you go first. We agree on this, I already know, but yeah.
Oh, absolutely not. I think the Jags come out on top. I think the Jags come out on top. I think Anthony Richardson actually does have a decent game though.
Who?
Anthony Richardson.
Oh, I didn't understand what you said. So.
Anthony Richardson has a good game. I do believe that. I just think ETN is just. I think he's going to have like an MVP season at running back. So I'm going Jags on this, let alone the first game of the season. I got the Jags winning that one by a landslide. I think the Colts just get their ass whooped.
I agree with everything you said except the Anthony Richardson thing. I think he has a good season, but this game is not going to be it for him just because that Jags defense is super athletic and super young. And even though Anthony Richardson is a phenomenal athlete, he's not going to be able, this kid is going to have a tough game this week. Again, great season, just not this week. And I think Trevor Lawrence shows the fuck out along with ETN, so I agree with you on that. I think it's going to be a pretty lopsided game. I wouldn't be surprised if this is 40 to 10, 15, maybe. 15 if they're lucky. 49ers Steelers. I had a very hard time with this game. I want you to take it away because I'm still not sure, man. I'm still not sure. I'll make it up as we go. Maybe you can convince me either way.
If it was later in the season, I think I might have a change of heart. But I'm still going to take the 49ers. And I say that because I think it's too early for the Steelers offense to gel in the sense of playing a Super Bowl contending team at this early, so I don't want to sit there and put that pressure on them too early. But long story short, again, I do have the 49ers winning this game. I think Purdy comes out and reminds everybody that, hey, this is me with my good arm. I'm back. The 49ers made the best decision by putting me back as a starter, and I'm gonna show y'all why. I think Kenny Pickett does ball out. I just think he comes up a little bit short, maybe a turnover, one pick that kind of deters the whole game away from them. But I do have 49ers winning this one.
I think I'll explain to you why I struggle picking this game this week. Purdy, still think there's a question mark coming from Tommy John surgery. I already talked about that on this podcast. I also think that with the 49ers losing to D'Amico Ryans last year, their defensive coordinator, I don't think things are going to click right away. Like, it's not going to be bad or anything. Like, I don't think that. I just don't think they're going to be pumping on all 8 cylinders to start the season. And then I think Kenny Pickett's just got this confidence about him that I've been seeing over the last month or so. Granted, it's preseason and shit like that. But I also think that Steelers defense is just as fucking good as the 49ers defense. I truly believe that. You okay? You see a ghost? Your dog walk in the room? Because you got me.
I might have, because what the fuck did I just hear?
You heard it here first, and you're going to see the Steelers have a good defensive game tomorrow. And you're going to be really shocked this year on the Steelers defense. Trust me, especially the defensive line for the Steelers. There's a lot fucking going on, man. I'm telling you, and they're very underrated. So just hear me out. Hear me out. They drafted really good, especially for the defensive line. It's something about this game. It's at Steelers, so that's gonna be my tip of the hat. So I'm gonna go Steelers. Something's telling me not to, but I'm gonna go Steelers. I'm just hoping the 49ers team isn't all there to start the year. So just Steelers all the way. We can make a little bet on that too. But go ahead. Cardinals and Commanders. This is almost up there with the Panthers and Falcons' shit game of the week. But take it away.
Sure. Sorry. You don't want to talk about them for 5 minutes like you did the other shitty game?
I can talk about anything for fucking 5 to 10 fucking minutes.
Part. I'm sorry, you guys. He's doing this to you. Commanders win this game easy. Sam Howell and Eric Bieniemy's offense. I think he balls out and he shows y'all why he should have been offensive coordinator or maybe even the head coach sooner. I know he's not the head coach there. I know it's fucking. What's his name from Carolina? I know he's not the head coach, but I'm saying he should have been a head coach somewhere else already. But I got the Commanders winning this game.
I picked the wrong game to talk about because I was on the wrong list. Anyways, I agree with you on every bit. The Cardinals are such a shit show.
You sure you don't want Joshua Dobbs, huh? MVP, huh?
The fact that he's their starting quarterback. I mean, granted, we get the more he's hurt, but like. God, that's the only guy you could pick. They have to be just fucking themselves this season to get a fucking another quarterback. And he's even saying, Caleb Williams, his dad came out and said, I don't want him to go there. He's coming back to college. So that tells you how bad this fucking Cardinals team is. Give it to the Commanders. All right, next up we have. Actually, I did pick the right game. Yeah, Packers Bears next up. We got another divisional game. This, I actually think, is a tighter game than what a lot of people think. Packers, Bears. I'll go first. Let me look at. Actually, go ahead. You go first, because I gotta look at my notes, man. Come on. Go ahead. Go first.
We're gonna talk about Justin Fields, y'all.
No, I'm not. He's not on the notes, so go suck it.
I have the Packers winning this game. I think Jordan Love plays really, really good in his first regular season game as the starter for this team. In this new Jordan Love era. I think Justin Fields just happens to throw a couple of picks. I think he had throws at least 2 this game. And one of them is going to be to my boy Rasul. So watch that.
Who?
Apparently,
you said Russell.
Douglas. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Russell. I was like, who the fuck is Russell?
Fields loves to fucks with non-veteran people. He doesn't throw the Jair Alexander side, and I think he's gonna fuck with Rasul. And Rasul already loves picking him off. So I'm definitely taking. I think both of them get to pick that game. But yeah, I definitely have the Packers winning, not by a lot. I won't say a lot, but I would say like 28-14 Packers.
I highly disagree with you. For obvious reasons, I think that Jordan Love struggles. I have the opposite reaction to you. I think he struggles because Christian Watson is out, obviously, and then what's his name? Dubé. What's his first name? Robert or what the fuck? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I remember his name. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, he's questionable, so he's roughed up. If he has a good game, who's he throwing to? I'm not exactly sure. Yes, they got a new tight end over there. Congrats. But, like, if your best luck is a rookie tight end, I don't think it's going to go well for you. I do think that Aaron Jones has a bigger game than what people think. Everybody's putting this on Jordan Love, kind of like yourself. I think Aaron Jones is like Aaron Rodgers is out of here, so this is my show now. Like, he's going to – and it's shown they play better when he is getting more attempts and he is getting his touches. So I do think he has a good game. I just don't think that's good enough. I think that Bears defense is going to fuck some shit up, and I'm super excited. I got through this segment without talking about Justin Fields up until this point. So I'll let you guilt-free, so go ahead. But Justin Fields is going to shut the fuck out too. But whatever, go ahead. He's going to show him what type of quarterback he's supposed to be. Even if that means he runs for 150 yards or 200 yards, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But he's still going to show out.
What do you think he is?
The Terminator with speed. Yeah, look, he's healthy right now, so I'll take it, okay? I believe he'll be all right. He's healthy. He's not beat up at the moment, you know. So I think he'll
150 yards running, bro.
Yeah,
I'm weak.
Exactly.
I'm weak.
This is exactly what's gonna happen. Okay, he's gonna run right over Brazil Douglas. I'm just playing. let me stop. But yeah.
Next.
Good. Fuck it. I sent you the list. Like, you can do this at any moment.
You ain't going in order, so I don't know which.
I am going in order. This is dysfunctional.
You definitely skipped the game from before, but I'm gonna keep going.
What game did? Titan Saints. We'll go back to it. Titan Saints. Oh no, I skipped a couple. Damn, cuz.
Now you skipped a goal. Now you skipped a couple.
Okay. Let's talk about another lops. Well, Bucks Vikings. What do we got going on there? Bucks Vikings.
Vikings. I think that's pretty lopsided. I'm not gonna disrespect the Bucks because I know their defense is still legit. Well, I trust their defense. I just think their offense isn't. I mean, I'm sorry, Baker Mayfield is your quarterback. I think he's good or he's decent enough, but I just think the Vikings have too much firepower. They're home too. I have the Vikings winning this easily. I don't even have a score, but I have them winning easily by double digits.
I agree with everything you just said, and that's exactly what I have in my notes. I actually did say that the Bucks struggle a little bit. I can't remember why I put that down. To be honest with you, Justin Jefferson probably has a 2-touchdown game, and Kirk Cousins is going to air it the fuck out because Dalvin Cook isn't there anymore. So, and Alexander Madison isn't all that in a bag of chips. So I'm going to give it to the Vikings. Next game we have up. Which one did I forget? Titans and Saints. This might be
one before that you skipped to.
Which one? The Bucks Vikings. Oh, okay. Bengals Browns would do that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get it together one day. You want me to talk about it?
On your bullshit. You know that's what I'm here for.
Bengals Browns. All right, I'll go ahead and kick off the Bengals Browns since you just bullshitting. Early struggles for Watson. I think it's gonna be there again, man. Like, he might warm up again, but it's gonna be another struggle for a Bengals defensive unit that has all the same pieces. Hendrickson, Jermaine Pratt. Secondary's a little mixed up, but I mean, for the most part, it's the same damn unit that went to the Super Bowl. They got rid of the weak link in Eli Apple. So I mean, you got a defensive side of the ball with great chemistry. And I think Watson still struggles like he did last year. I'm staying with it, man. And but I still think it will be close. Burrow sometimes struggles at the start of the year, but I think he pulls it out late. I'm gonna call it right now. Fourth quarter game winning drive by your boy, Big Daddy Burrow. And what was my last note? I still think the Browns put up a fight, and that's why the Browns defense will put up a fight. They've got a new defensive coordinator, and along with that, they've got Myles Garrett, and he's going to be up in Burrow's face. But we know who will come out on top. Martin Luther Burrow Jr. Let me stop. I got to stop.
Right, I'm gonna stop you right there. You're done. Upset alert!
Oh
The
God!
first game of the season.
Oh God!
Upset alert! I have the Browns winning this game. I think Deshaun Watson comes out and balls out, as you stated, which I'm very glad you were very open with that, and you realize that as well, and you acknowledge that. Burrow struggles in the beginning of the year. He comes out, not even struggle, he just comes out slow. He doesn't come out clicking with everybody, and it takes them a minute to get their offense going and all that. I think they lose this game. I don't even think it's close. I think it's like more. I think they're going to score like 18 points type shit, but I think the Browns are going to score like 32, 30, 36. So I do have the Browns winning this game. And again, it's the first upset of the season for a lot of people, but it's the first game, so who really gives a shit? But Browns win it on my book.
I get it. I don't think it'll be that high of a scoring game. I think it'll be really low scoring. It'll be like 24-21, but it's gonna be. I think Watson struggles. I think Bengals struggle a little bit. Like it's gonna be one of the probably games I key in on, to be honest with you. But next game up, Titans and Saints. I think I'm going to disagree with you on this game, so I want you to go first. I'm pretty sure we're going to be on opposite sides of this.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Aints. Definitely taking Derek Carr being I think he's going to be clicking on all cylinders in his first home game with the Saints. I definitely think the secondary plays very, very well for the Saints. I think they fucking rattle the shit out of Tannehill. Honestly, I think the wide receivers aren't able to get any kind of separation. D-Hop is not going to be enough that they thought he was going to be. I mean, it's going to be one game, but I definitely just think the secondary for the Saints are going to do what they need to do and completely lock down the Titans receiving corps.
I am right there with you, man. Ooh, God, I got the shivers. What the fuck was that? I'm tripping. I got the shakes. You know when someone like walks behind you, like probably a fucking ghost or some shit. Tripping. Anyways, I'm right there with you. I think that one part you didn't talk about, but I think you kind of on the same page with me. Maybe not. Is I think Derek Carr is gonna have not only just a good game, but a good season with him. And I think that passing attack for the Saints is going to be a lot better than a lot of people think. A lot of people think you're going to get Raiders 2.0 with Derek Carr. I don't think that's the case. I think it's a new environment. A change of environment can be a positive thing. I also think he's got a good receiving core with Olave and Michael Thomas. Finally coming back after fucking 3 years. Fucking the game done changed without him. But I really think that's going to be a point of emphasis for this game. And as a result, give the Saints the win. Next game we have up. I got to see where I didn't stop. This is your team's game. It's a home game. Why aren't you going? Trey, we got the Raiders at the Broncos. I'm going to let you go first since you're the fan of this organization, and I'll go find them on my notes.
I'm going Denver winning this game easy.
How dare you?
Nobody fucking believes in the Raiders, the Patriots 2.0. Nobody gives a fuck about them juniors. But yeah, I definitely have the offense. I think it takes them a quarter to click, being the Broncos offense to click, and I think Russell has literally 3 touchdowns. I think he throws for like only 250, but I think he has 3 touchdowns. and they run the ball very efficiently. So I have them. That's my prediction.
How? But square. Russell's a square.
I
Fucking
don't give
pathetic.
He's still going to square us to a fucking playoff. So again, this is the first of many dubs this year. Dub.
You know what? You know what my upset alert is? That Sierra's gonna run out of the stadium crying and bawling her eyes out. Okay, I'm just playing. Let me stop. Team Future. All right. I'm just joking. I think that the Broncos win this game. I think they squeeze it out. I'll put both of these teams in a very similar category. What I mean by that is the Broncos, I think, has a more than average defense, and I think that's what's going to be their point for this game. And I think the Raiders' offense is right there at average. I think Jimmy G is going to struggle against this Broncos defense, very similar to what the Broncos had last year. But I think that Russell does pull this out, and I think a lot of people are going to be tooting his horn after this game, not because he has a 3-touchdown game. That's not going to happen. It's going to be very similar to last year. It's going to be like a touchdown, and he might give him like 300 yards or something like that. But he's not going to have a lot of touchdowns, and he's going to squeeze this game out because it's going to be a very tight game. It's not going to be a blowout like you think. I am interested to see what Jimmy G looks like in this offense for the Raiders because is he going to look like he did with the 49ers? I don't think so. So I'm right there. I think this is going to be two teams that just really struggle. Like they're going to be fucking fighting themselves off to win this fucking game. That's what it seems like. Next game we have the Dolphins and the Chargers. I thought this was a really tight game. I think these two teams are also two teams that are in the same category of how good they are. Where they're really good, offensively high-powered, but miss the playoffs. But we're only talking about week one, so I'll talk about that. I think Chargers win. The biggest aspect of this game and the biggest reason why the Chargers win is Quentin Johnston wins this game, and I think everybody's going to talk about how this rookie is the quote-unquote new Justin Jefferson of this rookie class and how good he really plays. Everybody's going to be like Mike Wallace, who, because the Chargers are moving on up with this kid. Dolphins are going to have a good defense, but I'll give the Chargers, and I didn't want to. So there you go. But fuck the Dolphins because Patriots fan. But go ahead.
High scoring game between for both. I think both of them put up good numbers. I think it becomes more of a shootout, and whoever is able to pretty much get a stop in the fourth quarter, I think ends up winning this game. But I do have them both putting up like over 25 apiece. But definitely I do have the Chargers winning this game pretty much because they're home. And I think this is going to be the start of Herbert's MVP campaign. So I think he comes out the gate over 350 yards, at least 2 touchdowns, and he starts his MVP campaign tomorrow. So I have the Chargers winning that game.
Cool. At least we're on the same page. Well, we got Eagles and Patriots. This is my upset game of the week, and I think this is a lot tighter than what a lot of people think. First off, the Eagles lost their offensive coordinator, okay? And I don't think things are going to be as peachy as what they were to start the season. It's going to take a little bit to ramp up, somewhat like last year. They started off the season offensively struggling a little bit. They still won games, but they struggled a little bit. And I think you're talking about a Patriots defense that is every year in and year out because Bill Belichick elite, and I think that's going to hamper them a little bit. I'm not saying I don't think my Patriots are even close to the team that the Eagles are, but I think this is an extreme matchup problem, like the perfect team for the perfect situation. I think we finally get to show off an offensive. We finally have a real offensive coordinator, and I think the offense does just enough to win this game. I think the Eagles' offense struggles, and I think that's going to be a big headline for the Eagles in the NFL in general, that this offense is going to struggle. But again, Eagles are a better team. I think Patriots just have a game plan that works. We don't make that many fucking mistakes, and I think that helps us going into this game.
So apparently Mac Jones is about to beat the Eagles. That's what I'm hearing. Absolutely not. I have the Eagles winning this game easily. I don't even think it's close. I think Justin Fields doesn't even probably play the fourth quarter. Easily Eagles win. They run the ball down their fucking throats. They showed them how explosive they can be all in the first half, and they just like play bully ball with them. Again, I do respect the Patriots defense. I just think their offense is just really shitty, and I don't think they're gonna know what to do and how to move the ball at all. So I definitely have the Eagles just being in great field position early on, doing what they do best. Run the ball, play action, throw that shit deep, keep it moving. So Eagles win easy.
I respect what you're saying. I'm not. I just. It's a feeling. It's a matchup problem. That's what I'm thinking, man. Rams versus Seahawks. I think the Seahawks stomp, and I know you're anti Geno Smith, and I understand it. I'm not necessarily pro Geno Smith, but I think obviously Kupp is out, and Rams don't have a shot without him. I mean, who the fuck are you going to throw to? And yeah, Seahawks just stomp. I mean, I think Geno could score 2 touchdowns and fucking blow him out somehow. Like, it's just, I don't think the Rams have a shot. But I am interested to see how Matthew Stafford does without Kupp. If it's anything like last season, it's not going to look good.
Agreed. The Seahawks win this easy. 12 men does more than enough for this game. I think it's over by the end of the third quarter, and fourth quarter we might even see fucking Drew Lock get his ass in there. In the sense of that's how bad of a blowout it is. So definitely Seahawks win easy.
I think that's a no-brainer. Probably one of the worst games of the week too. I am proud to say that the next game we're going to talk about, Sunday Night Football. The first time I can say that in a very long time. We have the Cowboys versus the Giants. Again, this division is known for beating the shit out of each other. And some fireworks will surely go off. I will be watching this game, and that is most definitely. I want to see how Dak plays and how that's going to roll. And Daniel Jones, too. I want to see that New York Giants offense, have they evolved, or it's the same shit, different year? I am going to stick to my guns, and I think Daniel Jones is going to struggle this year again, too. It definitely won't be a perfect game by Dak, but I think he does just enough to win. But it's going to be a hot start. It's going to be a lot of Cowboys talking shit at the end of tomorrow day. So that's what I got going.
I'm going to do the opposite. I'm actually going to take the Giants to win this game. I think they run the ball. They keep Dak off the field. They know that offense can be high-flying and very high-powered. I think Tony Pollard has like a great. I think he runs for over 100 yards, but I also think Saquon does the same, as well as obvious. I think they're just going to abuse Saquon pretty much. Let alone it is primetime. Saquon usually plays very, very good on primetime games. So I'm gonna take the Giants to win this. I do think it's like by a field goal, nail biter, last drives type situation. So I would take the Giants to win this game easy.
Gotcha. It's going to be a busy couple days at MetLife Stadium, because after this game on Sunday night with the Giants, they have another game that's coming right back to the same stadium with the Jets versus Bills for Monday Night Football. One of the most hyped games, and rightfully so. I see why they made it a Monday night game, with the Hard Knocks Jets and Aaron Rodgers versus Josh Allen and a very competitive team year in and year out lately with the fucking Bills. So what are you thinking?
I do think it's going to be a high ass scoring game. I mean, 35 plus. I think like Aaron Rodgers comes out first drive bombing the same way he did in that preseason. I think they come out scoring like crazy. I think it's going to be a high watch show view wise. Um, I think it's going to be a very, very good game. But I do have I'm going to go with the Jets. I was debating on this one. I was like, it's a coin flip, honestly. But because of the Bills and how they've been, how that inner turmoil has been with the wide receiver, with Stephon Diggs, and just them not necessarily being on the same page, I do think that kind of shows early on. I think they get down like 14 zip, and then they finally score like going into the second quarter. But I do think Aaron Rodgers and that offense is going to be too much. So I'm definitely going to take the Jets on this game.
It's funny. I had some of the same notes that you had. I think a couple key matchups I'm excited to see is Sauce versus Stephon Diggs. And I think Sauce puts that work on him, man, and he gets frustrated just like you said. I think that's the perfect matchup. I think the Jets are the perfect team to go against the Bills because of that. We know who the main guy is for the Bills. They definitely don't have a run game. I watched they run for like 200 yards just because I said that shit. But on the night I said that, but they don't have a run game. You got one of the best, a top 5 corner on a top 5 receiver. That I just think it's a perfect matchup. And I think Aaron Rodgers hits the ground rolling, man. He's gonna have a good night. You know, it's gonna be popping. Plus, it's a home game for him, so you gotta get home game for him. So it's gonna be a big thing. Any last things that fans should check out on these games that maybe we didn't talk about, or just some things you thought of after the fact?
Yes, I would like to see how everybody who does watch or has the NFL ticket. Let me know how that goes. I do plan on getting that bad boy just because obviously Denver being out of the market for me. So yeah, I think I'm glad it's here. I'm fucking glad it's here. Something to watch. Honestly, I'm gonna try to stay up as much as I possibly can tonight just so I can sleep in and then I wake up and it's fucking football on. That's my goal. So I'm gonna stay up as much as I possibly can tonight because I want to wake up and literally I'm getting the clock or the damn I can't get the words out. It's 12:50. Holy shit! And it's time for football. You?
It's I was wondering about that. How much is that a month? Because I saw somebody said $15 and $150 a month, and I'm like, I'm confused.
Well, no, it's like 400. It's like $400 or $450 for the whole thing. They don't really have a monthly plan, to my knowledge. It's just straight out.
Damn. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna definitely Reddit the streams because that's what I do for everything. Don't arrest me, please, or FBI, whoever's listening to this. I'm definitely gonna use crack streams and go like that. I'll probably pick a couple games throughout the. Usually, I pay attention to the scores and I'll switch games depending on the scores because I like a good scoring or a good tight game. Either way. So yeah, any players specifically you think will have well, I'm not gonna put a number on it because it's live. But do you got any specific players you think have really really good games tomorrow? Before you say anything, I'll let you think about it. I have a pet peeve about week 1. I feel like week 1 is always the worst week because the most opposite shit happens of what we expect. Like it happens every fucking year. Where like what's the fucking receiver Marvin? He played for fucking the Jags for a little bit.
Marvin Jones Jr.
Fucking like some random ass receiver like Marvin Jones Jr. fucking scores a fucking touchdown week 1. No one's thinking about, or he dominates and it's like 3 touchdowns that we never hear from the rest of the fucking year. Shit like that. The most random shit happens. The people that we think is gonna have a good year, they always some random shit just always happens in week 1. That's my biggest gripe. But yeah, players you think will have a good week 1. You said ETN. ETN's one.
I'm about to say, yeah, it's the same people that I would have said it when I said the predictions. ETN, I think Sam Howell has a good game. I think like Devontae Smith. I think he fucking has a lot of playing time. Well, I mean, he stays a starting, but I think he balls out against the Patriots.
Okay, I could see that. They're one little fighting of hope, even though they're gonna lose. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm really excited about Week 1. Look forward to a lot of texts back and forth tomorrow, just talking shit. You know how it goes. So yeah, really excited about this. With that being said, make sure you guys go follow us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, anything you can think of. Really happy about the views from last week's or Tuesday's stream. This week's gonna be another big week. We're gonna make sure of it. So thank you guys for the support. Make sure you go follow us. Any last words, Trey? Before you
Nah, I'm just glad football's back. I know you guys are. So please, like I said, we're gonna be putting the content out more consistently, more efficiently for you guys, and we're hoping that we get the responses back that we would like for this because we really need you guys' opinion on it. But again, we'll make sure we do our part, and we just ask that you guys do yours in regards to spreading the word. So we do appreciate it very much.
Absolutely, we are forever grateful for you guys. With that being said, man, I think we're out. Peace out. We'll look forward to Friday, or no, Tuesday, when we start reviewing these games and talking that shit. Man, it is what it is. Yeah, thank you guys. We out.